I gotta admit, this is not really the kind of job a clumsy person should be doing. These are called jelly pebbles. So yeah, this is my creative project I've been working on for summer and now fall. And I want to get it done before it's too cold. So I just thought that I would say hey and let you know what I'm up to these days. Had a fiasco with a couple contractors, was not pleased with how that was going. Said I'm gonna do it myself. So right now my mom's got my toddler, whom you probably saw if you watched the last video. She's lovely, but she likes to be involved, so gotta keep her safe. Anyways, I am going to get going and do some puzzle working. Sometimes I gotta cut them. Got this cutting saw thingy, and I do enjoy it. It is peaceful. I'm going to attempt to chip this piece off so that this piece of rock will lay flat, hopefully in that little pizza shape right there. I am mighty. Let's see if we can get this to fit. I should have moved that first. I gotta put my clip back on. This is actually my second flagstone path. Here you see in my own front yard, I did a flagstone path that I just love. It's an old world look, but first you have to start out with digging down about 4 or 5 inches, 6 maybe, and then lining it with weed barrier, then adding 3 inches of gravel and topping it with some chips and dust and tamping down. Oh, can't forget that edging. That's going to keep the weeds from breaking up your gator dust in your walkway. That's a really good idea. It makes edging easier. The bulk of the time, though, is really spent on the puzzling, fitting together these rocks. And you do have to mess with the height of the gravel underneath them as well, kind of building it up under thin pieces or sinking thicker rocks down deeper so that your rock is all level. Nobody's going to trip on the varying heights or anything. You want it pretty even. And once you have it the way you like it, I chose about a half inch, definitely less than 1 inch thick seams. I swept in gator dust, which it went up about $10 per bag in the last year. So that took it from about $40 to $50 per bag. And I think I used around 4 or 5 for this strip of my front walkway. And I think I used about 3/4 of a ton of rock. A project like this that takes so much time and effort, you definitely want to last. So not only does the gator dust help that happen, but also sealing it with a silicone spray. Ideally, I should have done that in the fall before the winter, but it did hold up pretty well with only minimal cracking on the wings of it. So that was the process that it takes to make a walkway like that, and with that experience, I was able to just jump into this second walkway, and it went fairly quickly, but in spurts because of having to get, more childcare. It wasn't right out my door, so I couldn't do it while my child was napping. Anyhow, what remains to be done on this project is adding the jellystone against this brick wall and actually sealing that as well, because it will cause it to shine and cause the pinks and the oranges and blues and all that to just pop a little bit more. And I gotta admit, I was kind of tickled by this next part of the project, which was cementing in a handrail that I'd gotten from the residents. It was actually their king-sized headboard that I flipped the scroll work upside down so that the straight part was at the top. The broken finial, I sawed off the remaining one, and I made it all look cohesive by spraying it with this, I don't know if it was pewter metallic textured spray, and cementing it in with quick set cement, giving the elderly couple a way to steady themselves on something sturdy as they round the slope. And all in all, it was a really fun project. Some pain, a lot of pain. I went to my first chiropractor appointment. I feel like I earned this mug. I don't know, have you ever done a rock project? Write in the comments below what it was and if you enjoyed it. Thanks for coming along this journey, and I will show you next year the completed portion. I have about 15 more feet to go on this entire rock work. So who's ready for the new year? Can't say that I'm totally ready because I feel like I'm leaving behind my youngest daughter's baby days. but looking forward to new stages.